APC shall reign supreme. Let it be our aim and dream. In the struggles of APC, which you know our aim and dream. Forward ever, backward never. Forward ever, backward never. In the struggles of APC, there is victory.
Good evening, comrades of the APC. Today is the 19th of September 2021, and the time is 7 o'clock UK time. This is the APC UK and Ireland media online TV platform. And me with the talk to una, me the host, and my name na Comrade Awan Kasu. Today, we come back to una, comrades of the APC, who can discuss a very important topic we get for do with we at the diaspora, with the APC comrades them at the entire diaspora. And as you all know, the last couple of days, we APC convention, mini convention will take place as we speak at the northern city of McKinney. And today, na the day free of this constitutional deliberation within the plan for adopt the new APC constitution. Hopefully, then go conclude them tonight and ratify and adopt them. But as we done the Guna update from the last couple of days, we want to continue for Guna updates as to what they happen in the northern city of McKinney at the moment. And of course, a very important topic we get to do with we, the diasporans. One of the chapters them now we constitution we will for adopt. And with me today, again, my co-host, we now the sweet Bonita. Of course, they also with technical director, we Mr. MMB, Mr. Mo Bangura. And then we get a number of guests that we get for join me tonight in this very important discussion. At the meantime, I just want to make Sweet Bonita, my co-host, come live and make it just say hi to comrades them, and then we'll go start the program proper.
Hello, good evening. This is Sweet Bonita. And as my colleague have already said, today is our final day. And we did promise you that we're going to bring everything live to you from Domokeni. So definitely this is it tonight.
Thank you very much, Sweet Bonita. And I also want for let me technical director, Mr. MMB, talk to me and say hi to comrades.
Thank you, Mr. Coordinator. I just want to say hi to everybody, na Salon, na Denmark, especially Denmark. We get a special guest today from Denmark. So thank you all, and thanks, Mr. Coordinator.
And I just want to remind everybody, say yes, we get guests them with a view from all over the world now. We don't go global. You know, the YouTube platform is going viral. Everybody to watch on YouTube, everybody to watch on all over the place, USA, Guinea, Liberia, you name it. So we really pleased for the viewers that will share. Right now, the link they out, the link don't begin go out. Please, we ask comrades them for share the link. Let we take us so small. And then we get one of the guests we don't join me right now. I go want for let himself come live, make it introduce himself for we. Please, Mr. Barry, do you want to come live, please, and just say hi to comrades?
Yeah, Chief Moderator. Good evening to the team, and also good evening to viewers around the world. Yeah, my name is Ishaka Barry, formerly known as Political Library, member of the APC top of.
Thank you very much. The political Barry, the man way himself, he play your magic inside this constitution as well they adopt. We get him a few days ago, but if they run, come on and walk, he come, entire one, but still, yes, we're so grateful for get you on the platform. And hopefully, you know, today you're here again for make you can talk to me about waiting the happen na McKinney as we speak. So at the moment, I just want to comrades and share. Very, very important for the we share. In the meantime, I just want to drop maybe something we at least we could begin prepare with mind for. Let's just play an update of waiting Mr. Malam. We now one of we camera crew them now McKinney. Una forgive me for the noise because they're in a very noisy environment and the voice no go probably too clear, but make we manage for just waiting Mr. Malam himself for say regards to the updates for we. Thank you.
I just want to analyze from chapter 1 to chapter 3. We now in chapter 4. In chapter 1 to 3 next day, by we able to honorable lawyer Usman Abdallah, who explained that 3 chapters a day. Of course, till they will be this chapter. The chapter a day, not day by this scholar side will be passed. Who are ahead and say chapter 1 to 3 we tougher than the chapters of the book. That meaning when we issues the website what is the chapters. You not mean say the chapters the way the problems, but the way we decide chapter 1 to 3 where I am smart to go with explain one day at the beginning chapter there. So as the second section of the today we're at the chapter 4. Chapter 4 and in now go try for explain inside it. After that, they will issue out questions and answers. Where we see answers. For the next time, I think we are all taking for this attentive parliament today or the UK and Ireland branch because we for the APC.
That was Malam. Malam now one of the correspondents that within our Freetown. Now McKinney right now they give you updates of waiting the happen. Now don't go through the first, the second, the third chapter, and the second day today, then they can deliberate on the final part of this constitution. But inside the constitution, something come up there we get to do with the diasporans. And that's one for we focus on today. And thankfully, we get a very strong team. McKinney, the person we stand for advocates on behalf of the diaspora, comrade Hassan Kamara, we are the legal advisor for the APC UK and Ireland branch. And he put up a very strong case in front of everybody, and it gets a big round of applause for that. So I just want, let me start by sharing that with we. In the first place, it started yesterday, and then even today.
Yeah, Mr. Kamara.
Yes, sir. Mr. Fuller is here, yeah? Okay, I'm going to introduce you in a minute, sir. I'll just share with Mr. Hassan Kamal legal get for say about the diaspora inside this constitution. Will not forgive me for the what you call it, the noise, okay? Okay, we just don't view the first part of Mr. Hassan Kamara's point we try to make with regards to Article 31 of the Constitution. We say the diaspora na a region. So if Article 31 say the diaspora na a region, then all the subsequent articles them and the sub sections for be consistent with waiting a region forgets. As you get with the northern region, the northwestern region, the south and the east, and the place in the all then gets their own equal quota when they give them on a yearly basis or whatever in terms of the APC activity. But the diaspora will regard as a region, the sixth region, not seem forget that inside the constitution. So now that's Mr. Hassan they try for Richard, but I will make clear incisive on the next video that we see the article there when you look at. Yeah. So before I go to that one, I want to welcome Dr. Alfred Vinod Fuller. We've been joined with yesterday. This program and the show yesterday. The discussion yesterday was very, very good, very excellent. And a lot of people then give very good comments them about him, and the viewers then continue for the growth. So we want to thank Una for the chances they want to take for can talk to you on this platform. Yes, welcome, Dr. Fuller, and please say hello to Pamule.
Thank you, Mr. Kamara. I want to first thank God for bringing us to this platform, and also for attending today, but also extend my sincere thanks to you, Mr. Owan Kosu, Mr. Kamara, for accord me the single honor and privilege to attend today to debate on the final adoption of the APC Emergency Delegate Conference. Over and above that, I want to express again my gratitude and appreciation to all the viewers, the listeners, my comrades, my brothers and sisters. We pray that this convention ends in a peaceful way. And on that note, I want to start by reciting John 14, verse 27, which says, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Let your heart not be troubled. May the peace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with us all now and forevermore. Amen." Thank you.
Dr. Fuller, you look like you said you're powerful barista, so that's very good.
Okay.
I like that part of it. I like that part of it. You know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So today we get a letter. The diaspora been right. We share na the forums them. And we just want for ask political Ibarry if we don't go through that letter day. I mean for really prefer Sweet Bonita for like read up that letter day for we. But unfortunately I forget to share them with them. For like we will go through them. For like we will read them for we, and then from there we go talk on them briefly and then see which we get inside this constitution. Sweet Bonita, you not been ever come across that letter there?
No.
You know, come across it. It's not a
If
problem.
if I may just scroll through the messages, I think I saw it a few minutes ago.
Okay, well, Dr. Fuller, let Ibarry, because you don't see them.
Okay.
If you don't read them, I think if you don't digest them. So if you can go through them for me, please.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening again. Good evening, Dr. Fuller, and once more to we viewers around the world. Well, the diaspora as a region makes simple demand, and it's not really. It's part of we struggle for me to be treated equally, fairly as citizens of Sierra Leone who happen to live abroad, and also consider the immense contribution where we contribute towards the APC party. And in fact, not only that, beyond contribution towards political activities and development of Sierra Leone. So I'm not going to read all the letter now, but key areas, for example, we ask in that letter for say we get 1,900 delegates. Okay, for example, and according to you distribute that each region, mind you, now we are a region according to Article 31 of the newly drafted constitution. So each region will get like 332 delegates, and that's about 17.5%. Now the diaspora so far, and don't tell me say we get 50, which is like 2.56%. And that is way too small for the immense contribution where we contribute, especially when it comes to our financial contribution. It's very important. I mean, politics is not cheap, you know. So, and I believe, say, the diaspora, you know, if not the heavyweight when it comes to financial. Not only that, we get reservoir of, we get large number of Sierra Leoneans living abroad, so there is a huge potential there. So therefore, we ask for more than that 50 delegates. As I say, the size, and given the fact that this is global, so 50%, 50, which is 2.6%, is too small, you know. And so we basically, the bottom line, that is all about this letter, and we ask for at least minimum 100 plus 100 people, and they talk about 150, 200, you know, for make at least we were able well represent the diaspora in any of the APC activities. So this is the main area where really this letter talk about.
Okay, so Dr. Fuller, you said
Yes,
don't go through briefly. What you take from that demands the way the diaspora make now if fear you know call, because this is not a constitution within the adopt for the future for we. And if a constitution will stand the test of time, this is the 21st century, we as a diaspora should be accorded accordingly, right?
Absolutely, you've answered my question, but let me just propound on it.
Yeah.
It is absolutely disproportionate if they allocate only 50 delegates to the diaspora region, the 6th region, as it is called now. Just 5 minutes ago, I spoke to Mr. Kamara, Hassan Kamara, Nasalon, before I joined UNAM. And this is what he told me. He said, we have been accorded a region, a 6th region, the diaspora, and asked him what is the position of the delegates. And he said to me, it is the same, 50. In fact, it has been passed into a vote. The chairman and leader, Dr. Anis Kuruba, raised the issue after the issue has been raised by Mr. Kamara yesterday. Instead of refining the case to the legal advisors or the writers or the lawyers, instead put it into a vote. And in the delegates conference, not everybody understood the position of Mr. Kamara because he asked for some of the articles be expunged, that is, deleted, and for the region to be accorded that status, which they did. But when it comes to the issue of the delegates conference, the allocation, they still state that the 150 or 200 we asked for may be too much. Also, the arguments they pursued or put forward is this, that the diaspora may be too powerful and therefore the rights and privileges accorded to the other regions in the country may not be the same or should not be the same. For me, it is disproportionate, it is unfair, and as you said, this constitution will stand the test of time, and I don't think it's the right thing to do. That notwithstanding, Mr. Kamara went further to argue that they would proceed to the PPRC after the whole thing had happened. They would go to the PPRC, then go confer, then go hold consultations with the members, the diaspora members who are present there, and they would go to the PPRC, then table this case and put in a logical, legitimate argument. But to crown it all, I think it's unfair, it is illegitimate, and as Barry just mentioned, Mr. Barry just mentioned, the diaspora, they play a vital role in the development and progress of the party in terms of finance, in terms of human input, in terms of any other development, they play a crucial role. So it is therefore important that we are accorded the same privileges and rights as it is accorded to other regions in the country.
Thank you very much. So that means from your submission, while just listening to Naya just now, I sense that there are people who are, somehow against the diaspora forgets the equal quota where all the other regions in the gets, just because they will become too powerful. Is that exactly what they say?
Yes, well, that is the argument, that is the information I gathered from Mr. Kamara. Say if we accord with the position of maybe the same delegates like the other region, it could be too powerful. So people are scared, people are, I use the word, I'm sorry I have to use, they are petty. That's being petty, absolutely being petty.
Okay.
And inconsiderate.
Political library, what do you think of this? Should the diaspora go to PPRC or what? Should they just allow it because we've been accorded something? They don't give you 6 regions, they don't give you 50 delegates. So why would not just be with this till another time for they'll get more? Mr. Barry.
Well, first and foremost, it is absolutely, I join Dr. Flap, very, very unfair, I just done so. And given the fact that we roll in the human resources will be able to provide for APC as a party, because mind you, the need as political party to get people them with the relevant qualification to move that party to the level we bring them to power. And also the kind of lobby where we've been done the lobby the international community with regard to the situation where APC face just after the elections and after we will hand over power. Was immense, was huge, and that makes sure say all the plans of opponent was choked because we the diaspora with map farm. There is no way you can, but that was the agenda. So having said that, I mean, I think it's fair to acknowledge the role rather than fear the power or the influence where we get to get. See, because this again remind us in 2017, leading towards election, where some people then they say the home base conspire for kind of deny the diaspora party general election. It's a big filing for parliamentary, candidates, etc., etc. So if people then they raise issue about saying we will be too powerful, well, it's really unjustifiable and unfair. So therefore, are they in line with the idea of pursuing other avenues, legal avenues or whatever avenues where we go try to make actually made and see to the argument and recognize and duly accord we goal also in terms of delegates.
So, Mr. Barry, when you talk about legal avenue, you listen to the chairman and leader where you talk to we tell we say, let we forget about them court case here, court case there. So let we look at the things then from the political points, let we understand and let we move forward. The party don't tire with legal things them. Yes, the diaspora gets rights. The diaspora has been accorded the status of a sixth region, that the constitution. But on a legal matter, because this is a legal thing, the diaspora they look at. It's either inside that constitution day, which is a legal document, then pull we na the category of a region, then give we another title, or if then they give we a region title, then forgive we everything we a region supposed forget. That's not for the constitution. But if at all they not give we what we supposed forget, you think say for go back in a courts or for go do legal, which is every night the right thing after all the thing chairman and leader don't do yesterday?
No, when I say legal, we get, for example, grievance committee in the we get also for table with grievances. We have in constitution, there are provision for that.
So the NAC members them, right?
Yes, if you get issue, you get outside you go. I mean, you then go look into your issue. This is where not a court case, or I mean, we don't it's not the thing we court for. No, we don't have that intention or plan or like that. As for basically not the go in that direction. But however, we get internal mechanism, where we would try for exhaust. Okay, for say here is our case, point we are making, because mind you, in the diaspora, you must have something motivating to bring into them. But let's face it, let's call it states. Thousands of Sierra Leoneans and the way they live abroad. Okay. They are only indirectly affected by what is happening in Sierra Leone in terms of economic development, other standard of, when I say indirect, meaning their parents, relatives, and other people with them after church. Therefore, to make them people, then they get somehow large number of people them we could join in the political or be interested in the affairs of Sierra Leone, going to the political party like APC, to contribute financially, whatnot. You must do something or you must give something way to motivate that. So this is where we get for look. This is one of the main arguments that we get for put forward. To say, unlike in Sierra Leone, you go, the affairs of Sierra Leone right there. Much more interested because they want made their life change and living standard change. So they go more actively participate. Unlike, let's say, Europe or North America. You understand?
Okay.
So when we look at the regions again, I'm not trying to look at south, west, so on. You know, you look at some of these regions, you find out the contribution as diaspora is very huge compared to some of these regions. Yes, people can go argue we might not have that voting right yet in our national election, you know, but you know, when they say election or party coming to power, it's not just down to election or vote, rather how to structure that party to be able to compete. And that is what we, the diaspora, particularly able to do. Make sure say APC competitive. So therefore, we go exhaust the legal way that's not necessarily going to court, okay? But the internal mechanism where he will be right, okay? So make we say we want to get this and that done through this so XYZ company. That is what I mean by legal.
Okay, all right, okay. So the legal boundaries then we available for we as a party. Now that you mean now for go to. Yes, Dr. Fuller. So you subscribe to that? If you say we for go to the one that we get within we own party, you know, like you remember the last time when NAC me say then they expel some Sumana, then give 30 days for their appeal to the NAC members them. But he choose not for use the legal leverage the way it gets within the party. It goes straight to the courts. It left the party going to court. So it scattered the game everywhere. So that been go against them to some extent. But that one in a separate thing. We're going to discuss some own issue right now in terms of later on. But on this matter, we get party structures. Now we don't know say there's a problem with this constitution. The constitution is not aligned properly when it comes to the diaspora. It's either then correct them, then give it a status, wait for entitled we for law get with 50 delegates, and then pull we come out now that title we they call a region. But if they call we a region, then get for give we waiting is supposed to give we. You think say you go with Ivory in terms of going through the hierarchies of the party, or you want to go outside the party and go to court?
Let me just correct Mr. Barry, and I think you don't correct him, but let me just make it emphatically clear so that people don't go misunderstand him. He meant the internal remedies. He meant the internal processes and procedures where the party gets. Just like here, if you belong to an organization, if before you go to court, we have what we call pre-action protocol. You have to go through all the internal remedies, the processes, the procedures. You make complaint to the organization or to your employer. If you're not satisfied, you can even go to ACA. Not satisfied, go to an employment tribunal. That's what Mr. Barry meant. Not straight away going to court. And I subscribe to that. I feel say we are tired of lawsuit. Each party in Sierra Leone get internal mechanisms and procedures where a member must follow And I subscribe to that 1,000,000%, that we should go through that internal mechanisms, remedies, procedures, and processes. Make first, as Mr. Hassan say, we represent, we legal advisor for UK and I. We just talked to me 10 minutes ago, say they are going to seek advice to the PPRC. I think that's one step, a step in the right direction. Then after that, now we follow the internal mechanisms, the processes, the remedies where the new party constitution would not provide. And I believe there would be a clause, there would be a sentence where you go talk about those processes. I believe Sailor will follow them through, because as Naol mentioned, we are very, very important, not only to APC in progress, but the country as a whole in terms of the economy. We, diaspora, the boom salon economy. Suppose we stop, say, okay, well, just 1 month to stop for send money. Tell me what will happen to this country, to that nation. Forget about the party. So we are very important. And as an addition to the processes, the appeal, I will call it an appeal, where I believe say we for put forward to voting for advance. Besides the delegate conference, here is my take. They should also accord us the right of MPs that have been accorded to any region. If then they give any region 5, 6, 7, 10 MPs, the diasporas should also be accorded that right. Ministers, members of parliament, parastatals, we should be given the correct privileges and rights as well as accorded to the other regions. As you rightly mentioned, Mr. Kamara and Kosu, if that's not the case, then it is, I call it, it is a misplace of naming. They should change it from diaspora region to something else, because you can't call us a region, then, accord with the correct privileges. They are disproportionate, it is unfair, is inappropriate, and I not subscribe to that.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Sweet Bonita, my co-host. So I just want to give me a little bit of updates on the platform, how viewers and begin to feel this discussion.
Well, honestly, as you can see, the discussion, it's literally close to home. And before the panelists have answered the questions, that is already on the chat line, because somebody was asking why are they, it says, for the fact we are now legally a region, we must do all it takes to get the region benefits. So I'm sure that question has also been answered. And also, Darwin was also saying, well, which were, but again, this one has been answered, because he was asking what considered legal avenues to resolve our internal issues. So that's something I think Doctor and Politica have answered. People are asking regarding the legal issues, as again, that has been expressed completely, like it's not the way everybody's looking at it, is within the party. We are not going beyond that, because that's something we are trying not to go through and to drag this party backwards. So to be honest, it is like people are saying, if they are scared of the diaspora, what's the point? Why are they giving us the 6th region? Because it's like giving us food and then holding it back. So you don't really want to give it to me. You still have your whole right over it. So everybody in the forum is like, no. They should not be able to keep that, and we should stand. But again, I was just based on what the guests are saying. I was looking at how many countries do we have in the whole world? And if we're having representative of 50, so who is going and who is not going? This is totally unacceptable. It's totally unacceptable. But again, it's something that is out for debate, which I'm sure we would do in a professional way. But it's not fair. Absolutely not fair. 50, even for, let's just say UK and I, 50. And these people are paying for their transport, going everything. They are going to be responsible. It's not like it's new. What is the whole issue? What is the problem? But anyway, we will get there. We're gonna do it in a professional way. Thank God they says We are diaspora, we know how to deal with laws, so we'll work with it in a professional way.
Yes, I think so we get for comment we team with it down there right now McKinney, and then led by Mr. Hassan Kamara, the legal advisor. We actually they put forward on this very legal document, which is very, very good and appropriate. So last year we in points that we make in front of the chairman and leader and all the other people. It gets a good round of applause because it makes a lot of sense and it sort of expose the drafters of the constitution for not being able to pick that up or maybe deliberately seem for push them aside or ignore them, but it come at a time when it really come and hammer that point they home and they get a big round of applause from the audience then. So let's share this video, let's see if this way before we tell we a bit of waiting if they talk about. So basically, Unagushi say there is inconsistency in the way they align the constitution when it comes to the side of the diaspora. So since you don't pick that up, it don't become so difficult now for the party for move forward. And with chairman and leader, they mentioned something. They say not to everything where some man they ask for, then go get. So because of time or because of whatever, they say when we get to that stage, we don't do the deliberation. And if we not get agreement, we will go into votes. That's what you say. So the majority will get for carry. Because in as much as this is a legal document, but we are a political party and we are dealing with it politically rather than legally. Well, Hassan as a legal-minded person, Dr. Fuller as a legal-minded person, Mr. Ibari as a diasporan, and somebody will contribute inside these documents. Obviously, Sweet Bonita, of course, as a diaspora, they all want their own get quota inside it. You understand? Because one ticket for going to salon alone, when you don't buy that ticket, then you know who gets, you know go compare with waiting somebody there at salon where they spend. You transport alone for go up and down na your constituency or na your region, you come out, na plenty money. So with all that kind of spending there, so just like how you say, it's a lot for them just look we no more, then put we in our corner, they pretend like for say we na region where we not a region. So there's inconsistency there, and Hassan they try for correct them on that. A question for you guys. After the adoption of this, if at all, what in Dr. Ernest Michael say, if they don't adopt her, we get 21 days for let it become a legal document where we get for the use to the letter. If that 21 days day go past, do we still have avenues to discuss it or to go through the hierarchies of the party? Or now within these 21 days, we go for try for exhaust that? Question, Mr. Barry.
Yeah, first and foremost, I must emphasize the constitution a legal document. Now, diaspora actually want this issue make the relevant bodies and the way they treat this kind of very sensitive matter. It's a constitution we get for serve generation, okay, for long time. And now it's a legal document. I believe say if they accord we status of this region, then fail for treat we equally, like the other region, they are already violating the constitution. However, as I say, I don't think say this is something where we get for try for settle out of, in my opinion, settle out of the APC family. Try for settle and take, make them see ways. And I will even preferably out of the 1,900 delegates, for us for 10% that it's reasonable. It's a reasonable number rather than that 2.6.
Dr.
So
Barry, I just want make you adjust the volume quickly, or maybe the earpiece, the cut the voice. If you can adjust the volume, or maybe you take the earpiece out. I get reports now say the voice the cut. Not everybody they hear what you say.
okay.
Or maybe
Okay.
you can talk
get
directly into the phone. If you can talk directly into the phone and pull the earpiece, maybe go help.
Okay, may I try back? You get me clearly now?
Yes, I get you.
Okay. Now, what you have been a try for say is that the constitution is a legal document. My own humble opinion, if they don't treat we, because you cannot, you know go say, well, we make in a region, but a region of second class. You don't do that. Okay. Now, if we try to go through the committees where they solve such a grievance, such problems, them way internally we could try to settle. If we're not able to succeed, mind you, this is not a constitution we get for last for generation. And if you now accord with the same status as the other region there, but you make we second class, a kind of second class citizen them or second class members, you already violate the constitution of Salon. And I believe say also you don't contradict the very constitution of the APC. So in that regard, it is fair for us for, it is a give and take situation. We know they say we want to get, let's say, equal share of delegates like the other region, them 332. But I think it's fair for us for at least minimum 10% of that number there. And as such, I think that should be the area of negotiation. It's going to be a give and take situation. However, as unfold now, I think may we wait, make today pass, and then the diaspora will now put heads together and see what's the next move.
Okay, no problem. Dr. Fuller,
Yes, sir.
IBARI is asking at least 10% of we quota what we supposed to get. If they ask for 10%, as of now, as we speak, information just don't come through for say the final draft of the APC constitution has been, you know what I mean. I don't want to go to the IND because I need to verify this one. Final draft. But do we have a leverage for push for the quota for the increase? Because as of now, I think say the quota will get to 550 delegates. I think it's about maybe 2% or 7%. I'm not sure, but it's very small. So, do we have a chance to push forward, or this is it? Done deal.
The answer is automatically yes. We have, as I said before, we have processes in any institution. A document, that the organization get a document, even the Salon Constitution is amendable. And even within the Salon Constitution, you have internal mechanisms, processes for raise complaints and appeals. That answer your question we been asked earlier, Mr. Barry, say, where we get 21 days, after 21 days, are we chance for do anything. Because just like here, simple case scenario. If you go park on site, you get a parking fine penalty charge. You get 14 days for pay the penalty charge. But when you appeal, in the process of appealing, you get additional 14 days. So you see what I meant. So we have the internal processes must, and I use the word must because they're supposed, the lawyers are supposed to know that if anybody appeal, if not 1 day we get for fine, and we'll give that 14 days. So yes, depending on voting timeline states that the Constitution. That notwithstanding, we can go to the National Delegate Conference. And again, I refer you back to the issue of Samsumana when we get to discuss that. The National Delegate Conference are the highest body at the party. And a constitution which is written by men can be amendable. These issues can be brought forward to that. So me go continue for talk to and also encourage we brought them a salon, the diaspora representative led by our able and efficient Mr. Kamara, for make them follow the due process of the internal mechanisms. And if that's no work, I believe say the next National Delegates Conference, those issues will be tabled and where it needs to be amended should be amended. And coming to the issue of the quota, I differ from Mr. Barry. I do not want even 100 or 200%. It has to be proportionate. It has to be proportionate, and I will emphasize that. If not 320 for each region, we must be given 320. If we're a region, a 6th region, we must be given 320. Whatever rights and privileges given or accorded to the other regions, they should be accorded to us. When it comes to financial contributions, do they do it proportionally with other regions? No. By and large, you will discover or interested to note that diaspora give a fair share or even a larger share of financial contributions to the party. So why it comes to privileges and rights, they are being disproportionate. We are being disenfranchised. I think it's unfair. I think it is inappropriate. And I think that should be amended and we should appeal to make sure it is corrected.
Fantastic. Sweet Bonita, I see you, they agree and disagree. So you are tell me about what they go on, what you think, what you support, and how the platform they go.
Well, honestly, I'm agreeing with what Dr. Fuller was just saying, that we should not be asking for 10% because that means we are accepting the injustice that they are doing to us. It's totally unacceptable. Because when it comes to contribution, everything goes to diaspora. And that's when within diaspora, there are different segments. For example, they will send us letters for, let's say, the youth wing. Youth wing have, women's wing have, but that's the same diaspora. So tell me, and these are the same people now you're saying it's only 2 that you want to see. But when you need help, all of them, including their children, will be part of it. For me, it's totally unacceptable. We should not accept like, oh, 10% because they're scared. Why are you scared of us? We're all part of this. If contributions are coming, we're all taking a fair share or even more, because when it comes to diaspora, when you see the list of things that happen when there are donations, you see that just maybe even single persons doing it, just part of the diaspora, it's huge. So why would we accept? For me, we need to tell them if they have to reduce from everybody else, it's fine. If everybody else get 50-50, that's fine. But if it's the 300, we are entitled to it. That's what we should get. It's totally unacceptable. And that's what is going on the chat line because everybody's like, no, 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 no. And these are people viewing all the way from Canada, USA, and we have regions here within the UK. You have people in Bristol, Manchester. So if we say just the London team would turn up, what happened to them? Are they not relevant? That's why I was asking my first question. How many countries do we have in the world that you're given 50? How many will turn up? So honestly, I want us to, this is something, as they said, we will follow due process within the party. That's something I'm sure all diasporas we are agreeing to. It has to be within the party. It's not going to go beyond that.
Okay, before I bring Ibari in, I just want to share a quick video where the chairman and leader in the last convention, where it actually recognized the diaspora and it actually, you know, acknowledge the commitment of the diaspora. So I'll just play that short part of them and then we'll go take it from there. One sec.
The party when I call APC, people that in diaspora. And they don't talk to me today. They say if they hold convention 20 times and within our days.
So once again, when I see the acknowledgements from the chairman and leader, the last convention we Mr. Bindede we acknowledge and tell we plenty thank you for we time we will take, we ticket, money we will go spend, then go slam an injunction on we, and you know we go for goodie for nothing, basically which we go there for not be before achieve. Then we go for comeback. And here we are again, we get the team back in Sierra Leone. A crucial time, very, very critical time for we, you know, this difficult pandemic where they go on at the wall, a lot of restrictions, but yet we get a very, very solid team in Sierra Leone where they represent we in the diaspora. You know, the chairman America not be able to attend because he misses Noel and get small constraints there, but we get a very, very solid team from America, Canada, the UK, and other parts of Europe. We're going to go represent. So I want to say kudos to them for the effort that they make, and the party recognize that, given the chairman and leader we don't talk about before, and he acknowledged that again inside this deliberation of this thing. So now in case where I think we all go agree now so, and even the one that's at the panel with the talk and the platform. Sweet Bonita can attest say people in the platform agree for let we push this one so further for let we the diaspora and get something out of it. You know, I think it's like consensus, right? We all agree on that. Sweet Bonita, what you say? Come live. Unmute.
That's exactly what one of the viewers Darwin is saying. Well, if the like for example, we've received something that says final draft, that should not be final draft because there are still some issues with it. They should not title it final draft because it is not right. It's absolutely not right. And then somebody, Adam is saying lobbying is the way forward. So people have to lobby again regarding this. But again, it's really, 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 really not fair. And everybody here, I think most of us are within the diaspora, we're like, what's the point? Why are we struggling with all of this? Why are things like this happening? When we are trying to solve our proper issues and they're bringing things that are legitimate not to be legit. So it's totally unacceptable. And this is what everyone is agreeing from the chat line. Everybody's like, no. We should not do this and it should be clear now than it's too late.
Okay. Dr. Fuller.
Yes, sir.
Final draft. Do you agree?
Well, they've defeated themselves. Draft is a draft. That doesn't mean it's not subject to be amended. It can be amended. Even if it is adopted and ratified, I believe a constitution is amendable. So I don't worry about being final draft or not. What to me concern, as have been just stated earlier, let we follow the internal processes, let we continue, let we appeal, let we push forward, and let we go to the National Delegate Conference if it comes to that, for we quota will be given the equal status, the 320, no if, no buts, because we are the same region. If we get the same name, if we'll be accorded the same rights and privileges. There should be no inconsistency. If it comes to giving money, then they expect Diaspora to give more money, and they go shower with praises as the leader just mentioned. So when it comes to the issue of according our rights, also expressing our rights and exercising our rights, why are we being deprived? That's unfair.
Mr. Barry, you be the region. I hope say the equal and don't adjust now the volume and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think you hear me now clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. I just want what's my cabin raise me hand up is that I just want confirm, or let me say more or less are they in line with what's in Diaspora. Now they hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
All right. So basically, we the region, the Diaspora region, for example, I just give you one example how heavy the Diaspora they in 2018 elections, because me now one of the main Diaspora member, we go with the financial support. We own financial support. It was right in my hand. Let me just put it this way. So I know exactly how much we contribute. There is no region that contributed, even came close to what we contributed towards the election. There is no region. Okay. Now, this shows that we from the Diaspora, we contribution is immense. So therefore, it is legitimate for us for equal treatment. However, now adopting this constitution, we go to the relevant bodies them way to address the own issue. As I say, now we did look for compromise rather than confrontation. We now go and make the mood look like a confrontation. We want to make them understand, say, for now, we're able giving and then say forgiving. Okay? But say at least that should be a basis for we negotiation, because obviously we have to move towards the mode of negotiating now, or make we get more of that delegate, that 1,900 delegate. So in my own humble opinion, yes, I respect other people that will disagree. In my humble opinion, we just get for set a target, an achievable one, because we want to avoid confrontation. Now, mind you, I mean, clearly rule out the possibility of going to court. Okay, I'm not in line with that. So if I not get for the in line with that, I must also be prepared then for accept a negotiation. And in a negotiation, you give and take. You understand? So this is why I suggest that 10% as a base for negotiate. We can push it up a bit or very close to the number where all the region they get. But I don't want to be I don't want to make them look this as like the Diaspora is being confrontational and probably a bit fussy,
Okay.
So
yeah, because I mean, Alfred Peter Conte come on the Diaspora. It don't create a lot of problem for me. So I think say you're looking at it from a realistic point of view here. In as much as Dr. Fuller, Miata, Sweet Bonita, and others in the chat room, they want the full work. But realistically, we're not going to get the full work because the president, former presidents, don't don't talk, say, let we negotiate. If we get agreements, it's a win-win. If we don't get an agreement, we go into vote. Let's just share that one day quickly with comrades them, or I don't think I'll get an answer with me right now. But yes, that's what he said earlier. If we get an agreement, yes, but if we don't get an agreement, we're not going to do anything past them going to vote. And when I'm going to vote, you already don't hear certain people in the talk, say, the diaspora already we don't get power yet in the bulldoze. If they can't get their rights, like out in a region they get a rights, then they take over. You know, one great person I can create problem for which on a court, shake the party, come forward and come put an engagement platform. Now, anytime I go Alfred Peter Conte, Alfred Peter Conte, who that means Alfred Peter Conte? It's in America for subscribe self to in places I register as a member of the party. You know, be the completer. But all of a sudden now in the limelight, you know. So I think there's a bit of a fear in the side of the one day within our Freetown that the diaspora not powerful, entity. Maybe say if the mistake accord them equal or the region, they will just usurp everything and take everything over. But realistically, we're not going to get everything. I think we just have to sort of maybe settle with that. What do you think, Dr. Fuller?
Well, let me come again to the issue of negotiation. I was a trade unionist before for over 10 years before I came abroad. And I've made negotiations with my colleagues with the Salon government. And Barry is right, negotiation I give and take. That is why you put the bar, the threshold high up. And that is why I still insist that for my experience as a trade unionist and negotiator, we go for the 320. We're not saying we're going to pinpoint. We're going to say, okay, we're going to have the 320, but we should have equal delegates allocation. When it comes to negotiation, we can agree on an amount, but we know we'll start the negotiation, say, okay, give me 20%. I will say, okay, I'll give 10%. When you go for negotiation, yes, that's negotiation. You go for the highest bidder. You go for the highest bidder, and when I come in the middle, that's negotiation. That's give and take. So I say I want 320. No, give me 320. We'll give 200. No, we'll give it 250. We'll meet up.
So that means we are all saying the same thing, but yeah. Dr. Fuller made a raise the bar up small, rather than for just for 10%. Because they say 10%,
yes, that's negotiation. Yes.
Yeah. So you raise the bar up small for say yes, let us get to full work. Then if we don't get to full work, okay, almost no one forgive you. Let's start somewhere. Let them tell you for someone to won't give you. They will not tell you now. If you're too small, if you pass 10%, well, not bad. If you go above that, all right. Well, let's
arrive at an equilibrium. Yes, agreeable. Yes, that's what I still stick on the 320 until we all agree at an appreciable amount where two parties can be satisfied.
Okay, let's hear this one from EBK. Like what he said.
Which is not something. If at the end of the day, discussion, we all agree that we vote. The majority therefore have it. You don't see any issue going on at time to be called off. The voting part, I the majority they get. Then we are both as right. So
yes, just for a share out alone and no say yes, now so the deliberation will go on to these points now where they don't sort of adopt when they don't finally get a final draft, maybe then go do the ratification today, or maybe then do it tomorrow morning before everybody go. So any outstanding messages them from the platform? Any outstanding, Sweet Bonita? Unmute.
No, nothing is outstanding right now. It looks like our guests are on top of things. Before the question have been asked, they've already been answered. So that's just the same debate.
That's fantastic. And I want to go into the next segment because we've been give the opportunity for let we choose or let we elect somebody that the diaspora to go represent we na this committee, 21-man committee. And then we had a deliberation also as an executive. Few people nominated, and then we eventually vote and then come up with somebody with an ordinary member. We know Mr. Ibrahim Yankee Sise. Mr. Ibrahim Yankee Sise na the UK I been there. I been go aspire for symbol 2012. He did very well for the party. Now in constituency side day, but not the symbol. He worked for the constituency, he worked for the MP, with the candidates till they win the elections. While he did it, he support the party. But a businessman, he opened a business in Freetown. He said today they do a lot. They support the party. And most of the time, people from the UK, they go to salon. They accommodate them people in there. You get a place, you get a fine guest house. We get a restaurant in there. The UK people that can go even all meetings them before they go to party office. So a lot of the time when they call the diaspora, them he's always there with the UK team and stuff. So he is a strong person, strong committed member of the APC, loyal person to the APC. And then now I've been lucky for being elected for go join this 21-man committee. And so far, Mr. Yankee Sise don't perform very, very, very well. Very impressive. They don't command a lot of respect within the party hierarchy. And the party leadership really, really happy for get somebody like Yankee Sise from the diaspora. So then give him a platform inside this convention for letting himself say a few words. So I just want to share that with you alone and know say, yes, an ordinary member got this opportunity. This is the kind of thing we want to see from the diaspora. Not to pass you all a position, then they will recognize you. You know, if then she say you're not ordinary member, but you do work, you do make sacrifices them. If we get a leader, we're not selfish, we're not greedy. Obviously, it go recognize that person there, and then try to see how they're going to place that person in a suitable position based on in qualities the way he gets and in loyalty to the party. So let's just share this with we, and then we'll see Mr. Yankee Sise. A lot of people are not Sabiam. You know, a lot of people are not Sabiam, but few of we Sabiam, and you know, this is him.
And when you talk about reconciliation, also make sure that you can listen to reconciliation. And when you bring one problem, establish a new phase of unity, cohesion, and progress. So today, if you play a young, this is Diaspora, we don't play the big role and the big part, but discuss all the issues the way we can. And we need to say, if we continue to talk to each other, we don't prevent this from happening. We follow all when we go to what are giving, and as diaspora, we can seek all of the support to reach them for them to get ratification of the 6 region as well. And we wanted the party set for progress. So now let me look for solutions. And they will give you good thoughts. With the people that the delegates them. With the vision and the national campaign spokesman of the party to inform all the
Okay, That was Mr. Yankee. Now on Siam, and he's highly recognized now. The party recognize him, they really respect him, and then thank we for what could they do. And I just want to remind comrades and say, a lot of information the way the team get in Freetown, but due to the issue with network, data storage, and all of that, they're not able for bring the information they need to we for able for report them live. However, they get the information and they stored. We probably in the next few days after this whole thing, then we'll get a place where they're able for settle, where they're able for forward the information they have to be. And then we will get a chance for able for bring them come to the platform and talk to them, more get you know, their own live experience of waiting past. A lot of things they do they need for tell we or not tell we yet. And the audience are looking forward to seeing them on this platform for them to talk to you. Particularly the 21-man committee man who represent Mr. Yankee, as well as this Hassan, and the two people that will be elect for go na salon winner Mr. Mohamed Conte and the Marshal winner the secretary na Manchester. We try to get them at the platform today and yesterday, but no chance. Right now, they're in the hall and it's still they can do the deliberation. So at this juncture, I want for let me go to another segment of this show, where are the issue of membership. I've been share a document about the issue of membership, where there be the toxic people like Sam Sumana for be given the chance for them to become a full-fledged member, whether as a new member or now a reinstatement. So I want make we look at them critically, let we understand what in the happen. I want to look at them from a legal perspective as well as a political perspective. So Mr. Barry, first, I want to come in and talk to you about this. I think if you don't come across that.
Yeah, thank you very much, moderator. Now, the issue of Sam Sumana, actually, I go say people then, now the social media, people they're not able to control, they're not able to get control because everybody, they come, they talk, and but it was simple. Now, I just want to take viewers quickly to the old 1995 Constitution. Okay, in the 1995 Constitution, Article 4 in this case, membership, state and clear. Every Sierra Leonean gets right to be a member of APC. Okay, and if you obey and respect the Constitution, then quickly, may I go to Article 5 of the same Constitution, Section 2C. Okay. Now, in that area, we say the right and obligation of party members. Okay, I just want to read that section. They see promote the aims and objectives of the party loyally and refrain from pursuing any course of action which may be inconsistent or inimical. Sorry, I don't get my glasses on. To the interest of the party. Now, Sam Sumana then be expelled from the APC based on him violating the constitution of the APC. Okay. Now they're not being because in we on national constitution, you must be a member of a political party to be a vice president. Okay. So when they remove him from APC and he failed to go through the processes for appeal. Okay. We get committees inside the 1995 Constitution. What make they bring the 1995 Constitution? The whole drama play within the rule within under the banner of the 1995 Constitution. So do that follow the procedure where, for example, under Article 8 of that Constitution, may I just get that side? Under Article 8, you get subsection 3I, we talk about appeal. Okay, if they don't expel you from that Constitution, from the party, some Sumana not go through all them processes and they. So therefore, it decide to go to court and pursue other international avenues for getting right and so forth. That's fair. But then what it do, we also clearly violate the APC Constitution, 1995 Constitution, is that we go create a young political party and then contest for election, meaning also, even if legally the first reason we then give for expel them, it's not legal. Let me say it don't it do something now. It do something we clearly now make a situation more worse by not pursuing the internal processes way for make sure say no, they don't expel me illegally. I for appeal or I foresee the committee were responsible for looking to me issue. So we go form a political party and then contest against the APC, which in itself violates many provisions of the 1995 Constitution of APC. Now, having done that, fast forward, he won't come back. If he won't come back, in my humble opinion, it will be not reinstatement, but apply as a new member. As a new member. Okay? Now, if he apply as a new member, I see no reason why they're not for admit him, except something that me not see it, okay, or come forward. So I see no reason. However, this is where the confusion is. Article 61 of this 1990, this we newly draft constitution will be adopted when I get forbid the voting and vote. Clearly, Article 61A, all right, clearly suggests that in the Samsumana eventually will not be qualified for be a flag bearer. So in another word, if in intention all for can APC for can declare flag bearer, I think the young people there or the legal advisor they are around them, people that win a legal luminaries around them, tell us, that will not work because obviously any other candidate where they stand as flag bearer go petition them or go take legal action against them, say he is not qualified. Indeed, he not go be qualified to be as a candidate, to be a flag bearer now, this coming election, because there is no way they go instate in a way we go get in right, we been get, or as if he have been still remain a member previously before the expeller. There is no way that will happen because that clearly, what thing it do clearly violate the 1995 Constitution. Even if you been get right that 10 days, it don't step on in right or it don't spoil that possibility.
All right, make a interject in this one here. So that means say some factions inside the party, be the advocates say the purpose of this convention now for go adopt the constitution and for deal with outstanding membership issues. So the way I see this, the Samsumana camp, the advocates, will then reach the convention, make them make a 3 or 4 lines resolution for say all membership outstanding issues has been resolved. So automatically, Samsumana has been reinstated as per the 1995 Constitution. So that like a continuation of now, before they actually adopt this new Constitution. So effectively, then they look at and say, if at all, they adopt the Constitution first, then the 1995 Constitution has been kicked aside. So we are using this new Constitution. So if then Diaspora can deal with membership issues, that means a Samsumana would not be qualified. It would be treated as a new member of the APC. Dr. Fuller, what do you think about this? Which thing that you want to take on this whole Samsumana issue and this thing? I haven't given that background.
It is very confusing, is ambiguous, and it's a catch-22. We will therefore be very careful as a party. Both constitutions, they conflict at each other. When you look at, as Barry mentioned, the letter sent by the Secretary General, it states, when Samsumana appealed to NAC, National Executive Committee, Advisory Committee, they accept him. He was accepted, but with the proviso that the National Delegate Conference, at the National Delegate Conference, that's where he will be ratified and finally reinstated. That is the proviso, letter within here. But now, as you rightly mentioned, the new constitution, when it's adopted tonight, will nullify that. So now, as you find, it is highly possible that when you go back to the National Delegate Conference, that issue might be brought up. We don't know. We are just trying to talk on hypothesis here. They could say, okay, although we did say 1995 Constitution Article 5, as Barry just mentioned, that you could be reinstated, but they can look at, again, with the new constitution, there should be a proviso in the new constitution that will talk about reinstatement. But the question is it coming as a new member or as a continued member? Even if he was reinstated, let's go back to the 1995 constitution. Forget about the new constitution now. Then we go to the National Delegate Conference. Was he going to be reinstated as a member or as a continued member? That you and I can't answer. So Lawmaker say it's ambiguous and it's a catch-22. But we'll see. As far as the peace of the party is concerned and the unity, just like the chairman and leader said yesterday, we have to tread very cautiously in relation to the issue of Samsumana, make it not bring a political pandemonium within the party and the country. That's my take.
Okay. I just want to read an unconfirmed article where somebody writes or statement where somebody writes. I cannot confirm it, but I will read them out because it seemed like something close to waiting they go on. The person, now one Mr. Kake, now a senior person from the African political commentator, publisher, and editor-in-chief of the Northern Star International newspaper. The guy say political and legal commentators have weighed into the most controversial issue of the reinstatement of Chief Alhaji Samsumana back into the APC party. According to them, the issue of outstanding membership doesn't need to come up at the ongoing convention because Article 2 and Article 13G of the new Constitution clearly states that the decision to readmit a person to the party shall be made by the National Advisory Committee. So now a political decision, it's not a legal sort of thing. So now the NAC will be done accept in letter, you know, they're just waiting for a convention for let them go to the delegate conference for make them go accept them back as a full-fledged member. The key word now, so I think they talk about and we Mr. Barry they talk about is whether it's a reinstatement or readmit or accepted as a new member. I think that the key word that one day. But let's see how the reaction day in terms of this new debates now the commentary. Sweet Bonita, any reaction from this one?
Oh, there is a reaction, definitely, because people are literally in this with us. And what they're saying again, like from here, we have from Adam Maiset, Sansumana was secretly putting papers together to form a political party. So I'm sure, as they said, we're going to deal with it as a political way. There are also evidence of something that he has done while he was in governance. And I think that was one of the reasons he was removed. But again, yes. But again, they says, well, Sansumana is not an issue. People should not be fighting against him because the man has left. They should just wait and see what the party would do in general. And before I go off, Owen Kasu, I just want to say apology from our Denmark chairman, Stivo, and the people in Copenhagen. Please, 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 apparently based on the network issues, he's not able to come live with us, but he's trying to connect and he says it's not, the connection is not working. For us to tell the viewers in Canada that this is the problem he's facing, I mean in Denmark, that this is the problem he's facing. Please, 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 they should continue watching and sharing, but he's trying his best to come in and they are still in the hole. There is no issue there, everything is perfect. There's absolutely no fight because they said they are hearing rumors that they are fighting, they are not fighting. But he just wants us to let the viewers all the way in Denmark to know. And also want to say shout out to everyone in America because I'm seeing Jibril Bangura with us. There are people also in Australia watching live. So just to say hello to everyone. And for now, that's where we are.
Thank you very much, Sweet Bonita. And this is the platform for the diaspora. We're not all go be one day join we on this platform and give we on our own take about what in the happen at the APC activity. The UK and Ireland don't put this platform, but not we get them. Now una get them the diaspora, the entire diaspora. When the chairman come back from Sierra Leone, we go bring come on board, like consider we and talk to the diaspora and tell you what inside feel where it good day, you know, as well as the one then from Australia. Then we always come in this now online stuff, but to one follow and continue for share the link for we and let people subscribe into the page. So we don't forget the viewers them for letting them contribute more. And we thankful that we in the diaspora we get people of knowledge. We very good at articulating themselves in then topics there so. So moving on to this particular topic here, so we need to talk about Sansumana because I believe say we have to be strategic for the next elections 2023. We don't want for sound complacent, like how people will blame we the last time for say APC was very complacent, even though some of we believe say APC win the election, but when we lost the election they say we're out of complacency make we lost the elections. Well, nevertheless, they say APC business, not all man business. So if it is all man business, it is also Sansumana's business. So Sansumana won't come, but now we see how he get for come. According to this very article of this person, right? He said, let us remember that in 2020, NAC unanimously reinstated, keyword, reinstated Chief Sansumana back into the party. Therefore, after the new constitution shall have been adopted at the National Delegates Conference, and after 21 days, the new constitution shall become legally binding. Thereafter, Chief Sam Sumana becomes a full-fledged member of the APC. Well, I don't know, maybe that is subject to interpretation by the legal man. Meanwhile, it could be also viewed on the flip side, saying, after the National Delegates Conference and the new constitution adopted and gazetted, it will become law after 21 days. And after that 21 days, NAC can also meet again and reinstate Chief Alhaji Samsumana. So that's another flip side of the coin, you see. So now the chairman and leader, former president Anis Baikroma, has made a clear call for unity within the party. It's therefore incumbent upon all of us and them to heed to their leader's call. So what do you think? Samsumana in case go drag we somewhere else, or we go take him, we go just reinstate him and give him a level playing field for the other people that don't feel disenfranchised. Now, just like how the election happens, some people in the use the Samsumana case now for tell we say we go there deliberately for go not conduct election at Kono, and now we don't left them people and they disenfranchised. So waiting, all these things where they play right now, Alpha Conte and others are capitalizing on this. Is this going to be a problem for our party after these 21 days before the Gazette? Dr. Fuller?
The answer is no.
Okay.
And no, I will propound on that in the sense that Yusuf don't mention that. The chairman and leader yesterday talked about moving forward, talked about unity, talked about that we avoid social media judgment, social media courts, cabal, and so forth and so on. I believe, say, the new constitution is a milestone. It is going to be a precedent. It is going to make the APC win power by one, bringing in the issue of Samsumana. There's a lot of leverages. There are a lot of leverages in the constitution or any other constitution, just like you did for the 1995 constitution. Okay, you can go back to NAC. NAC can reinstate them with the proviso that you can accept them with the proviso that you go to a National Delegates Conference and you get yourself reinstated. They can follow the same procedure. Over and above that, the APC Nakamura Party, the leader talking yesterday, there were rancors, there were acrimonies between Dr. Sheka Stephen Late and S.I. Koroma. Tedo clean, it was resolved. Not in no day where we know they find solution to. So I don't feel saying that issue, yes, you don't go astray. Now I call him prodigal son. But if you don't express remorse, now a member, just like Alfred Conte, what did they do? Let us accept him. Once he followed the due process of the law, I feel say there is nothing wrong when somebody say, I want to belong to this party, make you know, say APC party, and the only party where we will bring sanity in that country today. Mind you, as Mr. Barry expressed, he left us from a party that's, not too successful, I would say, in my own view, because if he's successful, he wouldn't have come back. Now he say one come back, and we know the role he played. He was vice president. Anybody can make mistake. Anybody can make mistake. And if you make mistake, say, I'm sorry, I want to come back. It happened at the UK. It happened at the Labour Party. It happened at the Conservative Party, the Republican Party, the Democratic Party in America. So why we should let go? But my advice is, besides Samsumana issue, Samsumana is just one issue. All the other cabals got to stop the cabalism now. It's the big six, I call them the Alfred Conte, and so forth and so on. All of them, now we think one pot, one place, for try get one candidate. We haven't got time is not on our side, and time is of the essence this time around.
Mr. Barry.
So that's my advice.
Thank you very
We
much.
come as a team and unite and move forward, then go secure victory come 2023.
So, political Ibarri, thank you very much, Doctor. Political Ibarri, the prodigal son is coming back. Do we open our arms and embrace him?
Now, first and foremost, before I answer that question, may I hasten to tell viewers and listeners, even President Bio is the right for can join APC. He resigned from SLP. He resigned from SLPP. He entitled as a Sierra Leonean. The Constitution, paragraph, let me just call the Article 6, Article 9, okay? Article 9A1, Roman 1, it's clear, very, very clear there. As I say, even President Bio can join APC if he resign from SLP. Okay. Now, I have no issue of Sam Sumana coming to APC. It's a win because we want people there, we want members. Okay. However, I am against any form of preferential treatment. What do I mean by that? You don't bend the rules or you don't bend the law just because you think, say, you want to appease certain constituency or certain individual. If you do that, you don't open a Pandora's box, where will lead way to a chaotic situation, you know. Now, the problem I get with this statement, word, is that when you talk about reinstating, if I'll just want to give an example, if they don't sack me at a job, okay, and then I go to a tribunal or a court, and then the court say them for reinstate me, okay, back, or me, I forget the job back. What that means is that the contract from day one, what have been done signed, is valid, okay? All outstanding payment, na salary, they not been paid me, them for pay me back. So now, however, if they sack me, I not go to tribunal, I not appeal, I not follow the processes for me the state, I come out, I go look for another job in another company. I go work there, let's say for 1 year, 2 years. Then I come back to my company and tell them, say, no, we not take me back. Okay. I go apply at the company for work there back. Based on the fact that maybe I've been actually add value while I've been doing at the company. I get some advantage while I've been working and calling at the company. Now the company go say, okay, we go take you back because you've been play a very good role. You know, possibly get talent, you get experience, you get experience from the job. So because of that, we will take you back, but with a new contract. Okay, they're not going to tell you, say, well, we will take you with the old contract way been there so that you will get all the right privilege. Okay, now this is where the problem is, and I go advise normal say we be very careful, just like how Dr. Fuller just reiterate that this is catch 22 or so. If we stay with in state with all like as if he never go, or you know, ever go form another political party contest against APC, it be actually the main campaigner against APC. The man way make we lost the seat in Ion party, win then seats, and he come back and say with the voting record. Now what that happened is, I know the area where that we live. Now eventually, if the body then just sideline the law, they act like a banana republic, then they just ignore the due process and say, well, because we won't get votes now, and for now we won't get this, we won't get that. Then you sideline all that thing, and you try for make voting and call. Meaning you don't already violate constitution itself of the APC. Okay, both the 1995 and this one where we adopt now, let's say 2000 and 2021. So at the end of the day, we had a problem with because, you know, they said coming event cast their shadow. What thing for happen now? If Sam Sumana say, okay, well, having the wrong interpretation of everything, then he say, well, I did run as a flag bearer. What happened is somebody go look and figure out, say, wait a minute, I can take this guy on directly in a court because he is not qualified to run under the provisions of this new draft constitution. Anyhow, wait and waiting in court, the NAC cannot or any other body cannot bend the rules because according to the Sierra Leone constitution also, they go don't violate the Sierra Leone constitution in a way that they try to give preferential treatment to an individual at the expense of others, get to treat everybody equal.
Okay.
So that is my own point that they must clarify Naya. They must clarify the word clarification. What do they mean by reinstating? What do they mean? May they not just say reinstate? What do they mean by reinstatement? Reinstate the man as a new member, or all the right and privilege we been get those days, therefore be as if he never go. That is the key area where they need to clarify.
You raised some very, very important point today, but before we come answer that question today, we just remind comrades them who that's now some Sumana back in way the outside the party, which we do.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Vice President. You and President Enes Bai Koroma were very good friends. You went to visit each other's house when you were allies and in government. You won election together. He chose you as his vice president and all that. What happened? How did you fall apart?
That's $1 million question, but that led El Kaisali precipitated because he wanted a third term, which was unconstitutional, and I did not subscribe to that.
You know, people are denying that he was seeking additional terms, and that, you know, the foreign minister has been chosen by the APC ruling party to contest as a presidential candidate to, you know, to replace him when he hands over power smoothly. So they said he's a Democrat through and through.
Peter,
talk to me.
Let me say this to you. I know Koroma better than you. So, based on the fact that he did not succeed the third term, the world knows that he decided to also have an extension of 2 years. That did not work. And then he also pushed for 6 months. It did not work. But he got away with 2 weeks to add to the day he's supposed to hand over. And that having been me out of the way, because the thought of getting me out of the way will prepare his ambition of third term. Now the people of the Sierra Leone populace and the international community frowned at it, and they said that elections will be conducted and we have to go according to the constitution. And that speaks by volume.
You left the country under certain circumstances, you know, but what makes you think that going back to Sierra Leone to contest the presidency for, you know, political parties will be made smooth by the powers that be, if I may ask you?
I will go to this question, but let me just retract a little bit.
Okay.
I never abandoned my station. I never abandoned my country to go to seek asylum. Koroma announced that I had left my office and I went on asylum. The next day, the American embassy sent out a press release that I never went to the American embassy. Fact that I was under quarantine. If I had gone on an asylum at the American embassy, then the entire embassy should have been quarantined.
That's true.
They didn't add up. I said to them, you guys acted foolishly because I never went to the embassy. If I had gone there, it would have been quarantined.
Okay,
now,
back to my question. Yes.
To your question of if I did go back to Sierra Leone in April of this year. I went and registered. And I registered and I came out. I said to my people that no fighting, although there were issues when I went in, I resolved them peacefully without any falling into their trap of trying to coerce me into any difficulties. And I love peace. Peace is the foundation for everything that I do.
So realistically, what do you think your chances are if you are allowed to run for the presidency next year in March?
There is no encumbrances not to allow me to run. As I speak, I'm the leader of the Coalition for Change.
C4C.
C4C, correct. I am the leader for the Coalition for Change, and I've been bringing a few political parties together so we can all come in and have the opportunity to fight the menace that we have a dictator in Sierra Leone.
Right, Doctor, you don't watch this video. You trust Samsumana?
Well, it's a difficult one. What in Samsumana mentioned there, those are words of, I call words of incitement, disrespectful, I have to say, and words of disunity, words of anger. But there's a bad bush no day for true bad picking. He came back, he apologized to the former president in Kumane, President Ibike. And if President Ibike could embrace him and accept him and forgive him, who are you and me not to forgive him? And it's in the Bible and the Quran. They say, the Quran says, forgive your brother or sister 70 times 7. Peter asked Jesus, forgive 70 times 7, many, many times, unlimited. Things happen.
I don't think the Sweet Bonita subscribe to that too. Sweet Bonita, you trust Samsumana after all with Rosiso?
Well, to be honest, about forgiveness, that's a different issue. Trust, there is no way, because this is not just the first time he has, maybe would I say, incited the nation, because there was a statement also he made that Ibike is a wolf in sheep clothing. So such words that this is the same person says it has things to bring out, and this is the same party you want to join. What's going on? For me, I don't trust him. It's like maybe it's a trap. It's just a trap of him coming in and then do more chaos and then disappear again. Because if he has gone out, get his own political party, has disrupted the APC on that process, coming back to join the same APC, there's so much going on, because this is one of the questions people are asking on the chat line. They're like, well, this is from Adama. She says the law of Samsumana kills APC in 2028. So the mistake is 2023. We should not be ready to do that. Absolutely no. And then also, she says, apparently Samsumana needs to accept his fault. We will forgive him, but he cannot come to be a flag bearer. And we've all heard what they've been saying, like everybody that is coming in, they have a position in mind. So without a position, he will not be coming. And also we have from Delwyn saying, the nature of politics is one of cabalism and competing interests. So this is the thing again. Same Del ask again, does this rule for Samsumana reinstating him applies to the party members, or it just leave neck? Or is the or his circumstances special? Because again, as the guests were saying, is it going to be for him? Because other people also have been in this position. What will happen to them? And they haven't done worse like this. Adama again says, the result for the 2018 elections was a good package to market, but expecting a bad leader is the name for BO. So all of this came because Samsumana chose to do what he did. Now this is what the whole nation is suffering from. And Yamata also came and says, well, subject to this, it's not something we should discuss. he should take responsibility of what he has done. He should accept that he has wrong. Just like when we had yesterday, chairman leader was saying, before he took responsibility of people's error, says he was the problem. He says, yes, I accepted it. But it doesn't mean because I was not speaking, I didn't know where the truth were. I was just trying to protect people. But it got to this point, I have to call them out in front of all of you to see them. So I'm sure this is what we should literally focus on. Samson Mana should not be a topic for discussion. Absolutely not. He has gone. We'll deal with that again, as we said. If he's willing and honest of coming back, this is something we can deal with within the party. But it's not going to come like what we're going through now. No, that's not something. And with all the provisions, people are reading out that, yes, there will be a provision for that. But again, he's coming as a new fresh member. So whatever he wants at this particular stage will not be applicable to him. So does that mean he's not coming? Does he really wants to come? These are some of the questions people are asking again, but it's rather unfortunate.
Very tough question. Mr. Barry mentioned earlier on for say, while Samson Mana be in APC, if we look at a contingency plan, that's plan B. Just in case if they don't get the opportunity for takeover, where Ernest Koromadi go, Dr. Ernest by Koromadi go, it would form a political party. So I think say if they in that process of forming that political party, we then cut them out, we then see them, we then notice for say this is going on. If you're a member of this party, they don't put you as a running mate for the second term, but you're busy, not running the country. You're running a fresh political party, a new ambition, and forgetting that, you are the vice president of the country. So that's not a topic on its own, where people are now in trust them, including all the other things that we don't do, inside the party, a lot of people can get away with a lot of things, the murder cases them, because of the influence of Samson Mana. And during the Ebola, people they not follow the rules. They just do what they feel for do. Some of them boys they end up for kill person, and then somebody die of Ebola, then go quarantine, for go check the person in body, the body fights, then cause a lot of problem for the party. And you have other stakeholders than Konori, with our APC, very strong APC people them. We themselves them be marginalized. They don't go inside Konori, they get issues, they get problems. So all the issues that they become a serious thing for the party, will affect the party. Then the big blow, this Al Jazeera investigation, we then go do about this Timbergate issue. Oh, it bring the government into real earthquake. You understand? So if you go for lead former president for fly out, for go Dubai, for go resolve certain issues them with Al Jazeera and stuff like that, for put things in place. But anyways, this is Samson Mana coming back. These are all things we don't pass. We're supposed to don't pass, and people and things say we're not for discuss them. But the thing where I ask the question about trust, you see, party politics, like consistency and loyalty. Understand? Some of you hold inside politics, we don't inside politics, they don't teach we bad, they don't bang win on one side and bang win on left. You understand? But we consistent in the party, you understand? And we loyal to the party. This is a man that was a vice president. There are other people, other political leaders in that party that will get ambition equally as Samson Mana. Where Samson Mana meets inside APC, they don't give them running mates. At least Samson Mana gets one first time he get running mates. Why may they not give somebody else for the second time? But then continue for gear back running mates for the second time, to the surprise of most of the guys that were around the ranks and file. They'll not be happy, but at the end of the day, he take them for the second time. So his next ambition was to be the president all in all. So then while they go to the corner, they form another political party. And indeed, after all thing, we see an C4C. You see, and look at what he's saying, Nayaso. So the question about trust is very, very key, Nayaso, because this is a political decision. We have to be strategic for 2023. We need Kono, that is definite, that is obvious. We need Kono, we need the East. So political Ibagi, strategically, some Sumana, wait till we go do about your case. And also some people don't want to discuss about, please, let's just wrap her up now because we already run out of time. Just give you one last one, political Ibari.
Yeah, me personally, I do think them way is extremely unprofessional. In fact, within the area we go say tantamount to treason. For example, he is the #2 man of country. He claims that the APC and Anespoma bring Ebola salute. Okay, that is very, very serious accusation. That is very serious because the calamity where Ebola caused is enormous. It's enormous. And you as a #2 man, you say that publicly, you know, anywhere in the world, let me say, Dick Cheney, Vice President of Dick Cheney, I just want to give former Vice President Dick Cheney under Bush. If he come out, he can't talk, say, well, you know what, in 9/11 attack was in fact organized by the Republican and George Bush. That is a serious accusation. You don't understand? That is just one example. Two, well, your problem with Anespoma has nothing to do with bringing down APC. Okay, bringing down APC is a serious problem. Not to Anespoma, with all respect, as a leader and chairman, as a former president, APC not to a chiefdom, where it is like the house of Anespoma or the Pokma. APC is a political party. So whether it settled that problem there with Anespoma as being Komane, the entire APC is entirely a different situation. Okay. The bottom line is, if you ask me about trust, I personally think say he is responsible for make we doubt her in a very big time, for say we not go trust her. And you see, we not even complete the process, or we not even start or complete the process of readmitter. We don't see the problem the way mostly from him followers them or supporters or people that were very close to her don't cause already. So to me, on advice of him and his supporters, they need to calm down the tempo and the buha. They need to step back and think, you know. And people always they refer to Kono as yeah. I mean, the Kono people themselves not go just take their whole destiny and put on our man in hand. There are other Konos who are also born equal, like ethnic Konos, who are competent, who are capable, you know. So it is not like, he is solely, we cannot put the country in your future or we whole future in the hand of one person, appeasing one person. It don't make sense. It come across like we are living in a typical banana republic where common sense does not prevail. You know, so I personally in need for build that trust. You need for build. You need for come in. Actually support him being a member of APC again and any other person, because number in politics, numbers matter. Okay. However, we don't go on negative numbers, but numbers matter. Okay. So therefore, make it come, he work his way up small. Okay. But for say, the agenda of coming is to take over APC, be flag bearer, all that thing, and they need for drop her now. You know, to be honest, you need for drop that and come peacefully and be part of the APC family and work in way up small back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, political Ibari, the political analyst from the APC UK and Ireland. One for Tell You Plenty, thank you for sharing this platform also with we. Now, I just want to give a last word to Dr. Alfred Vinod Fuller. Like, give you a last few words in this topic, and then, yeah, we can call it today.
Thank you, Mr. Kamara. Let me express this. Again, I come to the issue of God. God said, vengeance is mine. God said, forgive. And I would appeal to everybody, implore everybody, be not too fond of some manner. I'm just being objective here. That we should forgive, although we forget. Again, if President Koroma were nine at the crux of the matter, where they get this big rift, where he vilified him as expressed in the video, in public, local and international media. He don't forgive him. Me and you forgive. I believe say, if God marks say, then will be the next president, it will be the next president. But if God don't mark him, he wouldn't. And let me just state also this. I have never read personally where some small say, I'm coming to the APC party for go be the next flag bearer. We are talking about membership. For him to be a member of the APC party. All this issue of flag bearer being the next president, I think in my view, these are assumptions, based on assumptions, because he was C4C president, presidential candidate. But Mino Eri Itok say, no interview, no even a written statement say, I am coming to the APC party to be a member and also be president of the APC party. I've never heard. He may have the intention, the ambitions, but he has not expressed them yet. So the issue for, say, the man they can be flag bearer, these are all presumptions and assumptions. And I don't buy, I don't delve on assumptions. I delve on facts. The issue is membership. Sweet Bonita talked about equality of rights. Any other person, as one member in the audience did say, if some Somaliland are accorded the right to come back to the party, those privileges must be accorded to any ordinary member as well. Because what is good for the goose is good for the gander. So I thank you. On that note, that's my comment. The issue of Sam Sumana, let's embrace him as a member if he's coming. And we are Kumra, the APC party, na Kumra party, and we'll take it forward. Once he's been a member, then if Sam Sumana wants to be a presidential candidate, he can fight his way through. Nobody's going to stop you. Same thing you want, because if you want to be a flag bearer, it's your right. It's your inalienable right, just like me, like Solicit Bonita. So it's a catch-22, but let's tread very cautiously, because this will make or unmake us. And APC, a Kumbra party, they embrace anybody. Where you brother and your family wrong you, but Bush not there for go through him. If he come back, he apologize, he accept them. Just like in the rebel war, what happened? People then kill and maim people, even your neighbor, split people, trying to see who is being, who are the woman they carry. But in the end, we talked about peace and reconciliation. And bring peace so to the salon. So in this case, let's pray to God that let peace reign, just like I started earlier. Let peace reign at the party, let unity there, and let's continue to talk and embrace each other, because victory is very paramount for the party. If we continue to fragmentize as we used to do, I'm afraid 2023 will slip now off we hands. But if we come together, as leader mentioned, chairman and leader yesterday mentioned, that we should move forward and talk to each other, one another, amongst ourselves, and put egoism aside, pride aside, sonko aside, judgment aside, stop judging people where you don't know and God only the judge person. And I believe if we follow God, we believe in the leader, and we keep calm, I believe, say, victory could be for us come 2023. In this regard, I want to thank you most sincerely for giving me again the single honor and privilege and opportunity to serve, to talk, to express my opinion, both legal and political, on this UK and I forum. And Mr. Owen, because I want to say you've done a fantastic job. I want to state that without being hypocrite. I'm very impressed. There are trials and tribulations within the UK and I, and late my brother Kaba, who started this, couldn't come to this stage. You don't come up, you don't upgrade them, and you're doing well. May God bless you and give you that zeal, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to pursue this further. I made a party member you when we come to power, as you just talked, because not to monkey walk, babu eat. This time, babu walk, babu eat, monkey walk, monkey eat.
Thank you
So
very much.
Thanks, Sweet Bonita, as well. Of course, she was with me all this time. We've done in organizations, and I know how forthright, dynamic she is. And you've got a very good lieutenant there. Look after her well. And thank you for your service as well, Madam Sweet Bonita Miata, and also to Political Ibarri, my younger brother, for his good analysis and also forthrightness. And to the membership, we thank you so much for your support. Please believe in the APC party. That's the only party will win elections and bring sanity, peace, development, and progress in the country. I thank you. God bless you.
Wonderful. Perfect submission from Dr. Alfred Vinod Fuller. Yes, today you sound more like a pastor to me, like a father, like somebody where, you know, we need for the calling, but they can't give you some moral values. So, you know.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We really appreciate for sharing the platform again with we, and the accolades where you give me, I want for accept them with wholeheartedly, and also transfer them over to the team behind the scenes. Some of them, you know, go ever see them there, so but they are the people that are working, the Dr. Denkers, the what you call it, the Delwin Thomas, and you know, Mr. Mo Bangura, we start up everything for Winner also, but you don't go hide. Never mind, we'll go try for capture next week. You know, these are the guys that works behind the scene, the Superman, them and all the guys, and they, you know, then get then they work round the clock for let we able to get which would they get to right now. They view them Australia and different parts of the world. We really do appreciate una very good comments there where they come. Then so like, you know, we will capture them, we'll share them out there, let people and see them for say yes, people and do really appreciate this platform. And thanks to the chairman also, now this branch we give you the free hands for that we able for choose the people who they bring out of the platform, you know, they interfere into anything we they try to do, you know, just to continue for bless we and guide we and stuff like that. You know, the secretariat they do very well for we. And then they also help you in terms of finance. Whenever we need equipment and softwares and stuff like that, they're ready for providing for we follow able for set up a platform like this. They don't give you the opportunity for share, you know, a lot of things that will happen live from Sierra Leone. So we are moving. This is a working platform. We improve by the day because we get the talent. So we make use of them. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Sweet Bonita, give me one last word and tell me what's in the happen at the platform. And then unfortunately this debates go for end, you know, because it's almost 1:15 now. We don't eat pan some people and cake. So let me just wrap up quickly. So one last word from you.
Well, honestly, based on Sansamana, people are saying he's coming on revenge. We should not trust him. His membership should be ordinary. And that's something that needs to be viewed because he's coming with so many challenges. And why is this so hard that he wants to come back to APC? What is the whole issue behind it? He has never struggled for the position. Why is it now all of a sudden? So people are still concerned of his issues. And also they are mentioning again that he said before EBK brought Ebola, but again, we've all seen that was not true. People are also agreeing here with Dr. Fuller says, yes, let's forget him, but that does not mean that we should bring him in. We forgive him. That was what it is. Because of him, people die. And based on the support that people supported him down in Connor, make other innocent people die because they were not believing the Ebola issues. So that's something that nobody is agreeing on. And also they said, yes, EBK has forgiven him. He did not hurt EBK alone. He hurts APC. And at the end of the day, he wants to come back to APC. The family issue is being sorted. That's family. But this is something that is affecting everybody that is within the political party. So it's like we say APC now one party. If you hurt one person, you've hurt everyone. So That's one of the things that everybody is just emphasizing on. And to be honest, there says there are evidence people can bring that, yes, he started his political party and before, whilst he was in governance. So it's not that after. And these were one of the reasons why he was taken out. And somebody is saying here, well, they have an evidence of his apology, saying, yes, he was wrong, and they have evidence that they can bring that out. So many, Dr. Fuller, everybody loves you. And people are saying, Ashanti here says, well, by the grace of God, together, we can come in 2023. So this is where everybody, membership, everybody is talking about it. We should all support the party and just ignore people that are bringing fragmentations to the party, because at the end of the day, this is unacceptable. It's just a matter of distraction to us. So we should not allow that. And that's some of the comments that I'm able to run through, because again, somebody mentioned during the comments there were voting going on right now. Again, as I mentioned before, people are still in the hole. The adoption is not over. As time as this, people are still in the hole going through the process. And today we all know it's the last day. So all I want to say to our viewers is please, please, please help us share, put on the notification buttons every time we are live. You will have every time we posted something, it will blink on yours. And also our YouTube channel is on. People to need to subscribe, because unless we share it, that's when others will know. And some people will not be able to know because they are not friends with me. So if I share with you, you share, they see from your page. So please, 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 I'm advising and encouraging, pleading with everyone, please, let's share. We need to share this. Only that's the way we can go wow in the world. We know people are watching us all the way from America, China, Canada, Denmark, Sierra Leone, even down to the south in Sierra Leone. So please, 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 people in Port Loko, Magoraka,
Yes.
that down in Rotofu, they are watching there. So please, 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 let's just share it. I saw my Kalam people there as well. Ulemugo, Asesiahu. Everybody share it, share it, share it. That's what we need to say, please.
Fantastic. Sweet Bonita, you've been absolutely fantabulous tonight. Absolutely fantabulous, you know. People love you, you know. People love you. And I want to say thank you to you. And kudos to the team in Freetown, in Sierra Leone, in Makeni, where they can work on behalf of the diaspora. And a topic we will get for come back into when they finish off everything. Then they can tell we how they pass in the deliberation. We want to tell them thank you. And of course, we want to tell the background team who they work assiduously for this platform continue for work steadily. And then Sweet Bonita, to you, thank you very much. And then we call it a day on Sunday or maybe inside the week, depending on the team. If they agree for work, then we might put out a flyer to say we are coming, because the adoption will be taking place maybe tonight. And then tomorrow, what happens? Maybe we could have an emergency broadcast. You never know. So let's see what happens. Since we are on the forums, we will share, and then you will see, and then you can respond to that. So I want to say kudos and thank you all for joining us tonight. The viewers, for the comments them from everywhere. We say tata and la lefu now with this one. Right.
From 2018 when you be the president, Friday and Sunday, the people let they play for me to pay the debt. I say Marabio, the people let don't know say you the lie, yo. I say Marabio, the people let don't know say you the thief, oh. Now because of Fatima, you know the only country by for Fatima. He don't make the country because of Fatima. He dey make the people so for Fatima. Hey, now because of Fatima, you know the inner bone for Fatima. You the bokuna because of Fatima. Opa peteka for Fatima. I would have can say we know that's because of Fatima. Opa, why you know they will be fine? Mind you, say free, you be fine. Every day you dey fly. And you left your people and pan cry. Oh, wine for peace, so. Now we be say yes, now we say no. The people let this gone if you don't know. 2023, you the pack. I say Marabio. The people let don't know say you the lie, yo. I say Marabio. The people let don't know say you the thief, oh. Now because of Fatima, you know the only country fight for Fatima. He don't break the country because of Fatima. He dey make the people so fine, Fatima. Hey, because of Fatima. You know the one for Fatima. He killed the Bokuna because of Fatima. Opa Petrika, for Fatima. I would have conceived we not because of Fatima. Marabio, see the biggie and they cry. Marabio, see the people and they die. Marabio, see education they die. Marabio, everybody does it. Marabio, the people that don't know say you they lie, yo. I say Marabio, the people that don't know say you they thief, oh. And because of Fatima, you know the only country fight for Fatima. He don't break the country because of Fatima. He dey make the people so for Fatima. Hey, and because of Fatima, you know the one for Fatima. He killed the Bokuna because of Fatima. Opa Petrika, for Fatima. I would have conceived we know this school. I say Marabio, the people that don't know say you dey lie, yo. I say Marabio, the people that don't know say you the thief, oh. And because of Fatima, for Fatima.